Bear with me, everyone. I will be with everybody in just 1 second here.
Stinks in here.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody this evening? Hello, Jane Scala.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see everybody on the call. I'll just give a few more minutes here, folks, for people to log on. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and had a spectacular Monday today as we roll into our second week of the new year. And got lots of exciting things going on. Excuse me 1 sec here.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, who was that?
It was Erica.
Hey, Erica, how are you?
I'm having a good day today.
Having a good day today. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Bless you, girl. I know you've had a few struggles there for a bit, and we've all been thinking about you. So we missed you. We missed you at the event on the weekend. We had a great event on the weekend.
I know. I wish we had tickets, but it wasn't a good day.
Yeah, well, that happens, and you know, it's the intent was there, and the purchase was made, and it was there to support, and that's the way we lead.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry that you're not feeling good, but glad to see that you're feeling better today and having a better day.
It is a good day today.
Today is a good day. Good stuff.
I will mute myself, but hello, everyone.
Great to see everybody on the call. We're just going to give it a few more minutes, folks. Give people a little chance to log on here. We want to get this training rolling today. And I hope everybody has a pen and paper or a notepad to take some nuggets away here, because I think that these things that we're going to talk about tonight are going to be very exciting and very helpful and very insightful, because I know they have been for me, and they certainly have helped me build my business. I see Jill Cox on there. Hi, Jill. Good to see you. We're going to be out to see you pretty soon.
Hey, Terry. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
We are going to see each other soon.
Yeah. February 2nd.
Doing okay. Hanging in there.
Atta girl. Well, we're going to be out to the Minnesota.
We got lots of people coming.
Good stuff. Glad to hear. Well, that's our launch of our Success Express tour in Bloomington, Minnesota. So Jill is one of the hosts out there, along with her team and committee with Daniel Bauman. So we're excited to be there. I know that Paul's excited to be there, and it's going to be a good time. So anyways, well, folks, I appreciate everybody being on the call. I'm going to go in and mute everybody here just before we get started. And I may call on some of you throughout this training that were at our event on the weekend. And what I thought was going to be good for the field today is talk a little bit about events. We had a great event on Saturday, the 12th. Hang on 1 second. Somebody that's unmuted. Okay, I think we're back to keep my eye on things here. Anyways, as I was saying, we had a great event on the weekend in Toronto that my team and myself hosted in out by the airport there, and it was very, very well attended. And I thought with the Success Express tour coming up, along with our corporate event, that we might want to do a little talk and a little training on how and why to use events to leverage and to build your business. And I think, I'm very, very passionate about events. I'm very, very excited about attending them. I think they are a key component to building your business in this field we call network marketing. I know that, a lot of you have maybe not been to events, whether they're local events or whether they're a corporate event. But what we're going to talk about tonight is if you want to build your business and you want to see your business excel, that you need to attend events and you need to be a phenomenal promoter of those events. And I have had tremendous, tremendous success. I mean, I never took no for an answer to any of my teammates when I got them to go to an event. I did whatever we could to find ways to make money to get there, whether they were local events and ultimately corporate events. But I always believe, too, that when you first start in this business, we can always, as associates, we can always try and want to know everything. Before we share with our team, we try to engage. And this is a business where you earn as you learn. And so rather than trying to be, the person that knows everything, it makes sense to maybe say, okay, well, let me just become an expert at a couple of things. Let me become really good at a couple of things in our business early on to help and lead my team and set the example. And I truly believe that one of those things that you can get really good at is promoting events and attending events. And you can get good at it real quick. And here's why. When you promote an event and you get your team members to an event, whether it's a local event like we had here in Toronto, where it's designed not only for the associates to be there, but also for the associates to have an opportunity to bring guests or prospects that they may have experienced on our product. They may have a great experience where someone in their family has had it, and they've allowed themselves some time to come to an event and learn a little bit about, what our VoxLife wearable neurotech is all about. And so when you get there, what happens is you got your team members there, you got some guests there, you're the leaders of that event, the leaders that are there promoting the leaders that are there running the event, and the speakers, they're the ones that are going to teach your teammates. They're the ones that are going to validate why you're doing what you're doing. So the leaders at that event are going to teach your downline, your associates, your teammates what they need to know to get started in their business. And if you really, really get good at promoting the events and supporting those events and attending those events and getting teammates there, those events, I promise you, are going to build your business. In the previous network marketing company that I was in, I'm not doing anything that's rocket science here, friends. I never missed an event. I did whatever I could, begged, borrowed, stole, I should say. I changed things on my schedule. I did whatever I had to do to be at an event, to feel the emotion, to get the learning. And then as I started to grow my team, I made it imperative that my team got to events, that we got there together. So I promoted daily on my regular page. I picked up the phone and called people and say, what do you need to get there? I don't care. If you're looking for a room, we'll get you in a room. We'll find a room for you. I don't care if we have to stack 8, 9, 10 in a room. Get there. Get to that event. It's important if you want to build this business and grow. So you really have to be able to get to these events, because the event themselves will build the business for you. And you when you're at the event, what happens is now you don't have to do as much training to your team on what to do and how to do it, and try and always pour belief into them, because the environment, the atmosphere at the event starts to pour belief into your associates, into your teammates. And we got to remember that, we've heard Jay say it a lot, that, your team's only going to do 50% of what you do. So if you're not promoting events and you're not getting to events, what do you think your team's going to do? Just stands to reason. They're not going to do it. These events are put there for us to learn, to grow. And if you engage in those and promote those events and get your team there, you're going to see, you attend these events and you get there with a team. And I can remember on the way to Toronto, I saw Elsa Winterkorn and Carla and some of her team members in her vehicle, Kara and so on. And they were singing and they were excited and they were heading to Toronto, and it was some people's first event. And, as a leader, she got her people, she got her teammates. And it was really amazing to me this weekend. I mean, we had the surprise of Jay show up. I mean, who the hell knew Jay was going to show up? He comes in the side door and throws a complete wrench into everything, knocks us right off our schedule. But what a great thing to have. You know, what a great thing. If you weren't there, you weren't going to get the chance to see and hear Jay speak. So you never know what's going to happen. The spirit and the vibe of events. You're in that room with a body of believers. You know, you're in that room with people just like you, people just like me that, you know, are starting to build the business. And suddenly when you're there, you start to realize, well, hey, if they can do it, damn it, I can do it. They're the same as me. So you get in those rooms and you start to believe, in the energy level is infectious. And just think about it. If your sponsor doesn't have that energy level, if he can't instill that in you, if he can't instill that belief in you and that energy level, when you're on the roller coaster of life and what it takes to build these businesses, and when you have that roller coaster of emotion, if he hasn't instilled that belief in you or can instill that belief in you, then that's when people quit. That's when people give up, right? So instead, if you can give your associate, if you can get your associate there and get your teammates there and give them something like, you know, like a preservative. So like food lasts longer if it has preservative in it, and you can instill that in them, I guarantee you, your associates are going to stick it out through more trials and more tough times when you instill that belief in them as a leader. And events do that without a doubt, whether it's a local event, whether it's, you know, a corporate event. We have little team get-togethers where, you know, you have little team phone calls. You get together with the teammates that you have and go to the restaurant, you know, go dancing together, you know, build your friendship, build your team, edify. What do hockey teams do? What do football teams do? They go everywhere together. So these events, these training calls, getting your teammates on training calls, having luncheons with your teammates, you know, doing little gatherings, I don't care, barbecues, all these things all help. They all help. And when you start to do that and you lead that and you promote that with your people, they feel like they belong to something. They feel like they're part of something exciting. So normally there's, you know, we can look a year and ahead, and as we get better as a company, we can see a set of events, you know, that you can count on. You know, we've got the Success Express tour that we're starting. There's local events that local leaders can put on, and there will be more, and we're going to try and train people. I'm not saying that everybody has to jump up and do events or host events per se, but if there's a leader stepping up in your area and they're hosting an event and you want to build this business, and you want to make money at this business, it's your duty to promote it as an associate, as a sponsor. It's your duty to get your people there, to promote it on your page, to pick up the phone and call people, to say, hey, let's go together, let's carpool. You know, if it's a 3-hour drive, make a day of it. You know, make a day of it, get there, make it fun. And now you can start looking at, okay, now we've got a couple of corporate events or a couple of national events that, you know, that you can have a sort of prescribed series of events to go to and go through, that the recordings or whatever it is that build belief and expertise and knowledge and install, as I call, the correct mindware or the correct software in your mind that builds that belief up. So we want to have that correct mindware. So let's say there's an event like we did in Toronto on Saturday that's coming up, and you know it's going to be fun. It's going to be fact-filled. You know, there's a couple cool speakers going to be there, and it's going to be motivational and inspirational, and the event's going to be really heartfelt, because anybody that's been to an event, we know we call them Kleenex moments, where we hear people's stories and we feel the emotion that's in the room. I mean, I had people come up to me this weekend and said, you know, I never realized. And I'm like, I know. You never realized because you haven't gone. And so now that you know, you got to promote. You got to get your teammates there, and you got to get people there. They're heartfelt. They're game changing, these events. And I can't stress it enough, folks, at how important these local events and these corporate events are are. And a lot of times, sometimes you people come by themselves. They're an associate and they think, I'll just go. And they come by themselves, and that's great. That's pretty good. And you'll have that perspective that I talked about of having that that preservative yourself, and you'll be inspired to do the business, and it will be instilled in you. But really, if you don't have team members there, how much money are you making? You may be better equipped to build, but what if you brought 2 guests and you promoted really well on your page, and you made it a fun thing, and you promoted, and you got 5 teammates with you, and they all brought 1 guest. Now all of a sudden you have 6 of you there on your team, and you have 7 prospects. 7 prospects by simply promoting and getting 5 people on your team that bring a guest. Think of the potential that you have. Now you have 7 new prospects that see the business and start to believe because they're at this event. They're validating your decision. The leaders at this event are now validating why you did it to your prospects. You don't have to do it. You're not the dog in the room licking everybody. The leaders up at the top of the stage are. The leaders that are promoting are doing your job for you. That's leveraging. It's leveraging events. And that's so important. Now you have 5 teammates that are inspired, that start to have the same set of beliefs as you do. And now their prospects are starting to believe. Do you think that when the event's over, you have a great chance of enrolling new prospects? Do you think the 5 people that you brought to the event, the 5 teammates that you brought together and made it a fun day, are going to do a little more work? Well, of course they are. Of course they are.
Close-o.
Somebody just unmuted themselves. Excuse me. 1 second here. Mute all. So of course they are. They're gonna do more work. There's no question about it. Now think about this. What if you had 10? What if you had 20 teammates at a local event? My goodness. Think about how your team would grow. Think about if those 10 or 20 people on your team brought a guest each. Think about the leverage you could have, and you didn't even organize the event. All you did is promote it. All you did is take what the leaders that already set it up and promoted it and reached out to your team and said, let's go. We need to go. We got a billion people to serve. We got this mission. Let's go. Let's make it a challenge, everybody on this team, and every one of our teammates that are going, let's make it a challenge, and everybody get 1 person or get 2 people, and let's go. Let's do this. So if you understand what I'm saying, or if it resonates with you right now, the ingredient of the event is the preservative. That becomes the preservative. Your preservative for your team will be events. That will make them last longer. It'll give them inspiration. It'll give them dedication to their business that everyone on your team will get by going to an event. A belief system that you cannot break by attending that event. Your belief will be so strong when you go to these events, you can't break it. And so what happens now is you start promoting towards the next event. You start promoting towards the next event. And the more you have at that event, the more people you have in seats at that event, is the more you secure the foundation of your business. That's what your business is built on. It's built on rock, not sand, not what ifs, not whatever. So now they start, you as a leader, you as a team, you start looking at, where's the next event? Wow, I had 5 people here. I'm rocking. Where's the next event? Maybe I should host one. Maybe we got enough people around here that I could really host an opportunity event. And so what happens is you leverage what you went to, what you got teammates to build your business, to use that event as a key to introducing it to new people, right? It's getting your team to events. So people might say, well, how do I get people to events? How do I get my teammates to events? How do I get my teammates to go? Well, you don't invite them. You don't invite a teammate to go to an event. You promote the event to teammates. You promote those that are already in your business. You promote to them about why it's exciting to go to events. You'll never guess what I saw at the last event. You'll never guess what I heard at the last event. We had a blast. We went out for dinner after, or we went dancing after, or whatever. You promote it to your teammate because you want to create that atmosphere of FOMO, fear of missing out. You want your associates to go there and feel what you're feeling. And so you need to promote that event. You need to talk about the event and who the speakers are going to be and what the prizes are going to be. And once we get this and we learn about, some of the testimonials that you'll see firsthand, you promote the event on past experience that you've had, the excitement that you felt, the belief that you felt when you go, and you promote it based on that. Now that you have done that, you get people to local events. Now you're leveraging the local events, filling those up with a couple of hundred people and making sure that the people that are putting those events on are supported. And now you're leveraging those events to what? The corporate ones. Because if you can't leverage and get people to local events that are 15 or 20 bucks that are on your team and get them feeling what you're feeling and understanding what I'm saying here, it's going to be pretty hard to get them to a corporate event where it's flights and hotels and so on, right? And so what the small events do, what these small local events do is give your teammates and prospects, for that matter, a little taste, a little glimpse of what the corporate event will be like. And believe me, local events don't even compare to what corporate events are like. They are outstanding. And we're just a new company that's starting. We're 2 years old, 2 and a bit years old. So we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to do whatever, but leading your people and promoting your team to events is so, so vital. And you got to lead by setting goals. You got to, get people to event and set goals to, tell them, hey, you know what? You want to pay for the event? Get here. I challenge you to sell a gold pack. Go for the gold. Let's do an event. Let's get a sock and soul party going at your house. Let's book it right now. Get out your calendar right now and let's book it. Let's get it done. Let's do an event page up on Facebook or whatever. Get your list out, pick up the phone, and I'm going to challenge you to make 40 phone calls in the next 3 days and invite people that you've got the most incredible technology that you've got to share with people. Start off, challenge them, lead into that next event, set goals to promote the event and write down, how many people your goal is to get there. You might say, hey, I want to get 10 of my teammates to the next event. That's my goal. Not always about achieving the goal, but it's about setting them. You know what? If you hit 6 people and you set a goal for 10, I guarantee it's 6 more than you had at the previous event, or 4 more than you had at the previous event. So set those goals. How many are you going to have on the corporate call? How many teammates are going to be on the corporate call on Thursday nights? How many new teammates are you going to have on the welcome call? How many of you enrolled that you said you got to get on the welcome call that Krista Taylor and Paul Austin host every Tuesday night to welcome our new guests and validate what you're doing? How have you leveraged the corporate call? How have you leveraged the welcome call? How have you leveraged this team training? I'm so excited to see 150 or 160 participants on this call because I know you guys are here to learn. You guys are here to learn. And you guys are here to understand how it, I got a team of 6,200 that I feel blessed of. And you know what? All I did was do what I did and learned another event in another network marketing company. I went to every event. and I leverage what I learn. And events, I'm telling you, are the difference. They're the game changers. Being at those events, being surrounded by incredible people that share the same vision, that share the same desire as you, that want to have time freedom. They want to give their family a better life, but it starts with you. You got to lead. You got to get your teammates on the team, because what you do, you're leading, because then they're going to do it. Right? Does that make sense? And you know, it's I truly believe it's the local events are what drive team members to corporate events. You know, I truly believe that. And when anybody that you've ever asked that's gone to a corporate event, they'll tell you it was game changing, right? You come out and it go to event to event to event, because ultimately always you come out of events and you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof, right? You're going to set the world on fire, but all of a sudden life gets in the way. As Forrest Gump said, shit happens, right? So now your belief starts to decrease a bit. So what happens? How do you get out of that funk? Look for the next event. Where can I go? Where can I bring my team to? How can we build up, right? So that's one of the key things. And I believe there are 4 types of teammates in network marketing. And you may have heard this before. It's been trained on before, but I truly believe it. I mean, there are the associates that we've all had, or people in our downline that you try to get them going, no matter what you tell them, they're all good. I call them the I'm all good associates. I don't go to events. I know it all. I'm all good. They don't need to go. They have all the information. They've heard it before. They have every excuse in the book. They don't have any time. They're just busy doing other things, doing this or that, and they just don't go. They don't go to events. They say, I don't need those things. I don't need people telling me how to build my business or to help me focus on my dreams. I don't need people to tell me how to hone my skills or tell me what I'm doing wrong. I don't need that. I'm all good. I'm good. So I've had lots of I'm all good associates. It doesn't matter. It's like trying to push a rope. Just doesn't happen. And then there's the teammates that I call the undercover associates. They're the undercover that, you know, they go to events, but they may even go to a corporate event, but they don't tell you they're going. They're on your team and they don't even tell you they're going. And all of a sudden you're there and there they are at the back of the room, sitting quietly by themselves, sort of taking notes, and almost like they're incognito, undercover, right? They don't want anybody to really realize that they're in the network marketing industry. No, that's a pyramid scheme. I can't. So I'm going to just go there quietly, and I'm going to take some notes at the back here, and then I might even sneak out before the speakers are done, and so I don't really have to chat to anybody, and nobody has to question me, and those are what I call the undercover team members. They go there secretly, covertly almost, and they consequently they don't have much to leverage in their business because they're by themselves. So now consequently what they have to do is they have to share what they learned with everybody, right? And that takes a long time. How many people have probably done an event for Vox Life at a show when they first started? And if it's a really busy show, you've had to tell your story. You had to talk about Vox 80 times that day till your jaw's sore from telling about the technology. You may have been excited about it for the first 5 hours, but you're getting tired. You've told it. That doesn't make more sense. If you had all these people at an event, you could tell them all, right? So the third type of person that I like is that I call is the, excuse me one sec, somebody's unmuted themselves again. I'm just gonna mute everybody again. So the third person I like is the associate that's like a reporter or a broadcaster. What they do is they they report the event and let everybody know that it's available. You know, they say, hey, there's an event coming up, and they let everybody know that registration's open, and they think that they've done their job now. They just said, hey, guys, the event's up, right? And when really all they've done is they've done exactly what the company or the promoter or the host of the event have done. They've just reiterated that the event's available, right? So they're the ones that they really just report or reiterate, and they broadcast. So the last category of people that I believe are in the team are what I call the promoters. And that's where I think you guys on here all want to be and have to be. That is the fourth type of person that's in network marketing, and we all need to be in the mindset of promoting. You want to be a promoter. Think of the one of the biggest promoters in the world being Don King. So think about being the Don King of Vox, right? Think about you're promoting everything that's going on, whether it's barbecues, whether it's, you know, local events, whether it's a little gathering that you're having. You're promoting the fact that we're going to have a blast. We got the best wine in town. You're doing everything you can, and you're promoting it daily on the best times, the algorithm. You're actively promoting, you're pushing, you are encouraging, you're informing, you're motivating, you're running contests, you're inspiring, and you are consistent with what you are doing. You're doing calls telling team members why this is important, why you got to get there. You got to see what happened at the last event. It was so inspiring. Every room was wet in the room, teary. And then Jay showed up and threw a curve, and you know, you just feel that excitement. And so you're promoting it on a daily basis, right? So, you know, you can go to an event by yourself, and at the end of the event, you come out and you got a great big smile on your face and you feel great, but you're at the event by yourself. And you're motivated and you're excited when you come out of the event, but your team isn't. Your team's not excited because you went by yourself. And they certainly don't know everything you've learned. You know how now your responsibility is to take all those notes and put them out to your team. Put them out to your team. You've got to do that. It's a lot of hard work to do that on your own, right? So that's not leverage. That's just not smart business. You're not leveraging the event for anything. So, you know, you need to take those events and get people there and make them life-changing for people. That's what you need to do. Somebody's unmuted themselves again. Sorry, guys. I wish everybody would just mute themselves. So you need to leverage those events, and doing it by yourself and going to events is not leverage. So as we kind of wrap up on this thought tonight, I'm going to get you guys to think about something. So think about if think about bringing 10 teammates to the next event. Think about you putting a challenge out and getting 10 of your teammates. Now, some of you may not have 10. If it's 2, then that's your whole team. Get them there at the next event. So think about this. You're all going together, or you're carpooling, or you're meeting together. You're all sitting together. You're saving chairs for each other, and you're taking notes, and you're creating excitement together, and you're all starting to think as one. You're all starting to have one mind. You're setting your team up for success to make 2019 the best year ever. You and your 10 teammates leave this event. You went together. You had a great day at the event. You leave feeling pumped up. You leave feeling motivated. Now you've created some leverage with the event. Now think about this. What if everyone on your first line went to an event? What if everybody that you personally enrolled on your first line went to an event? And what if they brought one guest? What if you promoted it so strong at a local event, at a local level, you presented it so well and did a great job at promoting it, that you have everyone on your first 3 levels attend? What if you had everyone on your first 3 levels, especially those that, have told you they want to do a business or whatever, attend a local event. I mean, it's just math, folks. But think of the momentum you would create on your team. Think about the results that you would get if you had 100 people at an event. What if it was a corporate event that you leverage the local events, you leverage those local events, and it started out with 5 on your team, and then 5 went to 15, and then 15 went to 30. And they're all bringing guests. And you're leveraging these events to build your business and make it fun. Now what happens if all of a sudden you've got 100 people on your team at the corporate event? And we give Jay the biggest problem he's ever had. He doesn't have enough tickets. What if we all gave him that big problem? What if all of a sudden we had a venue that had 3,000 people at it? You think your business would be doing better? What if all of a sudden you came out of the corporate event with 100 people at the event and they learned the skills necessary to build this business properly, to teach our technology properly? They lined up to be certified, to talk to the practitioners properly. And every one of those people that were at the event recruited 2 people in the next 30 days after the event was over. And now all of a sudden you've gone from 100 people on your total team to 300 in 30 days. You've tripled your volume. So I'm going to leave you guys with this tonight. I've built an incredible business, multiple 6-figure business in 2 years. I started doing events. I got to the top level in the previous company part-time in 9 months. Didn't miss an event. Put on events. Had people in my home. Did things terribly wrong in a lot of cases, but it didn't matter. My focus and my desire was so great that people caught the infection. People in my team caught the infection, and they knew the importance of being there. So I'm going to tell you, if you take that exercise, what do you think it would mean to you 30 days after a corporate event if you had 100 people that got 2 people each, and you went from 100 to 300? Using this as an example, what do you think that would do for you financially? Right? So I'm going to tell you one thing. Events, bar none, in network marketing are what make people money. Ask any networker that's been successful in this business, anyone in any company, what is the single most important key to building their business and building their team? And I would put all kinds of dollars on it to say that they would say events. They would say events. And I'm going to tell you, the one with the most butts in the seats at an event, the one that's got the most people there, I can assure you is probably making the most money. So that's what it is. That's events. So I appreciate everybody being on the call. I know I haven't had one chance to look at the the chat here, and I apologize. There's 179 comments here, so I haven't had a chance to look at them. But I sure appreciate everybody being on the call. It's so today I wanted to talk just one more thing before we finish here, and I may open it up here just to anybody that wants to put up their hand that were at the event. Jay threw a real curve into our event on the weekend, and those that were at our event in Toronto, we had everything set, everything ready to go, and then Jay pops in the room and throws a curve at us. So we had all the names of associates that had paid and their guests separated into bags, and those that brought guests, the associates that brought guests, had a chance to win a prize, and those guests also had chances to win prizes. But then Jay came in and offered 5 tickets to Celebration Success event in Niagara Falls, Canada, and I couldn't draw it at the event because I didn't have all the names properly distributed in a hat. So it was kind of a kerfuffle how I do it, and it really sent me through a curve. But Jay, you know, knowing Jay, he always loves to do that and loves to throw a curve, and his generosity is over the top. So what I ended up having to do today is I had to go by the office today, put out everybody that had bought a ticket for the event in Toronto, and we drew names. So I'm going to announce the names. This was done totally fair, I can assure you, of people that were at the event, and some of these people I don't even know. But the first name that was drawn was Nadia Bellini. So I'm going to post this on the team page. And again, these are for people that showed up to the Toronto event and bought a ticket, or those that have bought a ticket to support the event. Now, in some cases, people bought a ticket, but they either got sick. I know Marilyn Joy was on her way and her dog was at the sitters and her dog was lost and she had to turn around, and so things happen. But these people all bought tickets to support the event. So Nadia Bellini is the first name drawn. The second name was Lori Smith. The third name drawn was Dan Cristante, and I hope I'm pronouncing these right. The fourth name that was pulled was Terry Lynn Parker. And the fifth name that was pulled was Tracy Nachai. So those are our winners for tickets. Now, if any of you associates already have a ticket, good for you. Run a contest for your teammates to win a ticket, to go to the success celebration. Do whatever you have to do to get butts in the seats at this event, right? So again, I'll repeat the names: Nadia Bellini, Lori Smith, Dan Cristante, Terry Lynn Parker, and Tracy Nachai. You are the winners and the recipients of Jay's generous gift of a success celebration ticket in Niagara Falls, Canada on June 7th, 8th, and 9th. So if you guys have any questions at all on this training, or anything you'd like to add, we're always open. I say always that the only room in my house is the room for improvement. So let's all keep working together. Let's support these events that go out there. And maybe what I want to do just quickly, if there's anybody out there that was at the event that would like to share just quickly what they felt at the event. I see Carlin on here. Carlin, would you like to say hello and maybe just chat and see what the event meant to you?
Well, it was my first event. And I was overwhelmed. Actually, I cried with a couple of the testimonials that happened. I went out and met Jay and thanked him personally for his tech, because suffering a brain aneurysm and being here today with his tech is unbelievable. He has totally changed my life, and I will be at all events that I can possibly make to. Yes, it's overwhelming. It's very family oriented. Like, you feel like everybody is a family. So I would say go, go, go. So.
Oh, thank you so much, Carlin. I'm so glad that this tech is helping you. And I'm just going to respect everybody's time. So thank you for that very much, Carlin. And I know who else was there. Was Jane Scala there? Hey, Jane, let me unmute you. I know you were there. Tell us a little bit about what you thought of the event on the weekend and how it has helped you and your belief in some of the things that you took away from the event.
For me, I started with it because of my mom. And then I started using the socks because I've been seeing an orthopedic surgeon. And I've had knee problems every time I go to play tennis or do any of my sports. I now no longer am seeing the surgeon. So it's awesome. Most importantly, though, I have 3 friends with MS, and meeting Rebecca and seeing her live and showing her situation and her story and sharing it with us allowed me to show my friends that video, because I taped her and met her. And it was incredible because my friends weren't believing it. Mm-hmm. And then when they saw that video, and with me being in the same room with Rebecca, I think really sealed the deal for them. And they all contacted me immediately and said, I need to see you. For me, yeah, I can make money at this, but my thing is I actually believe in it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where the passion's coming from for me, is that I believe in the product.
So would you say that belief had really grown by attending this event, Jane?
I believed in it already, but it definitely did. Like, attending, I came home from Florida to attend it. I was supposed to stay in a week. And I actually flew home because I wanted to be there. I wasn't sure when the next one would be before Niagara. And I didn't have a ticket for Niagara, but I do now.
Good for you.
So I think coming home was the best thing that I did because I was able to feel the energy and the vibe in the room and meet some fantastic ladies and men and just be able to, I don't know, just sharing the stories and hearing the stories, even with Tracy from out West. She contacted me today, and even her sharing the story, it's real people. It's real stuff. It's not selling cookware or anything. Like, you're selling something that's going to help somebody.
Right.
And that's what makes a difference for me.
Yeah, good for you. Well, thank you for coming, and as you grow and help us reach 1 billion, let's make sure we leverage events and get your teammates there, and they'll have the same feelings, I guarantee you, as you had, as Carlin had, and as so many have every time they go to events. I know that, I have a new associate by the name of Jimmy Lowe, my good buddy Jimbo from a lot of years ago. We've reconnected, and I'm so excited about that. He's had some great experience and was at our first event. He had just recently joined like 3 days early and said, I'll be at the event. And I know that, Jimmy, I'm just going to unmute you for a second. Just tell us quickly, how you doing, pal? Just tell us, as a new associate, what did it mean to you to be there?
So I think as previous, Rebecca was the game changer for me. I mean, Jay, obviously fantastic. But when Rebecca got up there and walked around in the front and then got up on the stage, I was one of the people that had tears just running down my face. And that was huge for me. And to share that with other people moving forward, it's just going to be huge.
Yeah, good stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and seeing that live certainly, instills. And every time I see it, my eyes get watery every time I see it, and to know what we have and to see it up close and personal at an event is very inspiring. We had a little girl talk in Florida when I was in Orlando this year, a mom who was just over the moon with her little girl who had these socks and I believe is on the autistic scale, and all of a sudden is doing math like she'd never done before, and little Lucy. And the stories that we're hearing are just incredible. But getting to events and building events, and would you say that it was a great platform for you, Jim, as being a new guy? It didn't matter what I said as your enrolling sponsor. Did it instill more belief in you by being at the event itself?
Fantastic. Absolutely. Myself and my wife more so than any, because my wife, I'm not going to say she wasn't on board, but having her at the event with me by my side definitely instilled a lot with her as well.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you aboard, and I know that you've booked your first. We're doing our first Info Sock and Soul party at your place on the 22nd, I believe it is.
That's correct.
And we're going to change some lives that night and get people there. And so thanks for being there, Jim. And we're excited to have you on the team. And it's an honor for me to link arms with you again, buddy. All the best. So anyways, guys, so I'll wrap it up there. I thank everybody for being on the call tonight. We have our Success Express event launches in February on the 2nd in Minneapolis, St. Paul in Minnesota, in actually Bloomington. And then we're off to Orlando, Florida with Angela Corns hosting out there with her team and committee out there. In Bloomington, we have Joe Cox and Daniel Bauman. Then after February, we go right into Phoenix, Arizona, and that is with Angela Brown and Amy Bouchard. And then from there, we go to the lovely Denver, Colorado, the hometown of our amazing Dr. Mark DeBrinket, who will be speaking at that event, which will be hosted by Diane Dinkmeyer. And then we have, after that, we have Chicago and Michigan. And then we will be putting the second half of that agenda up after our success celebration in Niagara Falls, Canada. So thank you all for being on the call. I appreciate every one of you on here. Thank you for listening to me with patience while we got through this. And I wish you all success in sharing our amazing technology. Bless you all. And if I can help anytime, please feel free to reach out. Good night, everyone. Take care. I'll do my normal thing where I unmute everybody so we can say goodnight. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Spaces.
Yes, and the
Meeting.
meeting.
In the meeting.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for being on.
Everybody.